Hello, everybody, and welcome to this stream. We are going to explore the bowels of a package now, and of a fantastic package, even. If you've watched the previous Laravel Worldwide meetup, then you saw Termwind being demoed. And I have the co creator here again, Francisco. Let me bring him in. Hi, good evening.
Hey, Rick. Hey, guys.
How are you
Glad to
doing,
be,
man?
be to be here again. All good.
All good? Had a good
Yeah,
working day or holiday
yeah,
behind you?
yeah, yeah. Cool day. Working with Vite,
Ah, yeah, yeah,
changing from Webpack to Vite.
yeah,
A little bit painful, but
yeah.
okay.
But hopefully, when
Yeah,
it's all said and done, it's a lot faster as well. So,
yeah. It's way faster. Yes.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
good to invest there a
Yeah.
little bit in. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Francisco, last time that we spoke each other via YouTube, you showed
Mhm.
Termwind, and yeah, I was very interested to know how it would work behind the scenes, and that's what we're going
Mhm.
to do now, right?
Yes.
Um, I think you, as a co-creator, are like the perfect person to guide us a little bit through. But maybe it's also a good idea to give the people that don't know Termwind yet just a small introduction to what it does.
Yeah.
Shall I put your screen online so you can
Yeah.
show
Go
show
ahead.
some
Go
of the
ahead.
stuff? Let me press the right button. I think it's this one. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, there
Yeah.
we
I
go.
think it's good.
All right.
So, hey guys, again. So Termwind, for the guys who don't know that, let me show you. Termwind is a package for CLI applications, for PHP CLI applications, that allows you to style your CLI application with the Tailwind classes. You can use HTML that almost everyone knows from the web development, and you can take advantage of the utility class from Tailwind.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. And I can show you here an example. For example, I have here a file that is also on the repo. That's the playground file. And as you can see here, we import this function render, and we have some HTML here with some padding on the x-axis, some background color for this, and some italic thing. And
Yeah.
then I can show you how it goes. Let me show you. And it's an easy way to style with a terminal application with Termwind. For example, I can add here a better margin, let's say a margin of 2, and on the x-axis a margin of 1. That's a cool thing that we can do with Termwind. As you can see, it works straight out of the box. Looks kind of magic, as
Yeah.
Freak tells me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
and
very easy to use. I if I might add that I've recently created a CLI tool myself, and I got a little bit of help from you also, Francisco. And it was so easy to just have like a nicely styled output. This is way better than trying it with like
yeah,
regular methods
yeah,
in
from
console
a symphony
applications.
console or something.
Yeah.
It's better than without nothing, but even that, it's difficult. You have to do foreground color equals something blue, then options.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not straightforward. You have to search for the right terms, and um, and with Termwind we try to solve that.
Yeah.
And one of the more powerful things that no other tool has for terminal is this inheritance from the margins.
Yeah.
You can do the styling if you know the Symfony console tags. You can do that, but you have to do every space on every line. You have to
Yeah.
do, okay, I want this two spaces. I have to go ahead and add two spaces on every line, and that's the
Yeah, and probably
that's
nobody
great.
will ever do that because it's just too cumbersome to do. Even though
Yeah,
having a little bit
I
of
think
margin is fine.
I think Nuno did that for past, and
Yeah.
that's probably why he built this package in the first place.
Yeah.
to be easier
Yep.
for
That
that.
that you never have to do it like manual kind of padding
Yeah,
and margining on yourself.
every time, every line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, for the guys who don't know what is Termwind is, it's basically this. You kind of work like you do for the browser, and we have some cool features that are not yet live from that the live method I show you.
Hmm.
Nuno did not finish that yet, and the select that kind of works kind of like auto reloading. And I encourage you all that did not see the live the Laravel worldwide meetup to go ahead and check it. There are some pretty neat stuff we can do with terminal.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
wicked.
Yeah, and so let me share you, for example, what this render function is. It's about. I think it's probably the best starting point. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead and yeah, we have this functions file, and you can take this knowledge today to also contribute to the package if you want. Uh, uh, I was checking the code today just for a bit, and I see a lot of opportunities to improve some refactors or some refactors of the code, since it's growing. It's growing with a lot of classes and new stuff to add. And probably on the end, I will show you how to make just a new feature with
Yeah.
with the source code.
Yeah.
So let me show you. So in this functions file that is directly on the source, we have this render method that basically uses this class, the HTML renderer, and calls the instantiate and calls the render method. I can just go ahead and show you this HTML class. It's probably the first magic thing. We have just this render that calls the parse method and then render.
Hmm.
And as you can see, is the DOM document from PHP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that normally is used to XML from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, and that is the first thing we can do. We do here. We import it like was on the body, and then we convert to this node class. That's from the from this of all object from the code.
Oh yeah.
So that node class is just to, for example, to know, okay, it's just a line break. Is just text. There's some helpers for the node itself. We can get, for example, let me show you the previous sibling
Yeah.
or the next sibling. That those methods that we use on front end, normally on front end
Yeah.
frameworks.
So this is done so you don't have to interact with DOM documents directly, but you can have
Yeah.
like nice helper methods on there, so you can write
Yes. Yes.
expressive code with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah. For the first, for the beginning, yeah, we kind of did like that directly on the renderer, but it started to grow, and yeah,
Yeah,
we had to add this abstraction.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
basically, yeah, it's kind of that, and then here we can check, okay, if we pass just a string, okay, it basically we can use like a span element,
Mm-hmm.
and that's if not, okay, we go on this convert method, and then we can see we have some special things, the table, a code in the pre. It's kind of some different renderers.
Yeah.
Okay, if I can show you here, for example, just let me show you a code renderer. It's based on collision,
Mm-hmm.
this class.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also use some Termwind methods to
Yeah.
make to take advantage of the classes.
I'm already
So
learning something. I didn't know that there were like um, specialized renderers in there for like special cases.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Probably table and code in pre probably needs a lot of improvement with the new additions, with the inheritance. They
Mm-hmm.
probably will not take that well,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. I did check that, and probably I will invest some time on fixing that. just but normally the main things the people build do not require any of these tags.
Yeah.
But so let me show you for example this convert method is where the magic happens. So as you can see, we kind of get the childs and kind of loop on this convert method,
Yeah.
and then we go to these two elements, and here is the it's kind of the control room
Yeah.
of the elements. It's we took advantage of this match thing. So
Yeah.
here we have if it's a div, we go ahead and learn all the elements. If it's not here, we use the default. One thing to be aware, and not sure if it will stay like this, but if you, for example, use uh, like two divs,
Mm-hmm.
it will only render the first one,
Ah, yeah. Okay. Because you're.
kind of like Vue or
Yeah.
React.
Yeah.
I think Vue 3 already allows to have siblings on the hood level,
Yeah.
but normally on React and on Vue 2 was just a root level, and we kind of use the same approach for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if people are using and they don't see the second element, that's the reason behind it.
Got it.
Yeah, and so let me show you, for example, this div element. We can go ahead and check here. Yeah, we have this function. This is just a wrapper to call this div class here. We have some prepare elements to clean it up, but this div element, we can go ahead on the component on div element, basically just as this, just what is the default style
Mm-hmm.
of each element. Even if I show you, for example, UL or you can see that's a bit different. A block and the list disk is the default styles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes to this element that is the abstract class about it. And here, if you saw here, let me show you. For example, on the I close it on Termwind. Wait, let me show you Termwind. Here on the div element, we go always with this static methods from styles.
Yeah.
And yeah, and here that's where we kind of start implementing the classes and all of that. We instantiate the class, and then we go to this action, style to method.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this style to method handles basically what it says. It will add the classes to the elements.
Mm-hmm.
And let me show you. It basically is also a static method, and it calls the invoke method on the class, and the invoke method will do the magic. So basically, for you guys are not checking, do not check every variable. I will just tell you what this does. So it basically converts the class name, so bg green 600, and or this padding x 1. It basically converts the method to the class to a method that is available on this styles value object. So for example, let me show you one style, bg, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can go. We are here. We convert this to check, and then we can check if the method exists, and if exists, we kind of call the method. So in this case, bg just itself exists, so it will pass the next two parameters to this function.
Yeah.
That's kind of the magic. If in this case, the font bold, on the font bold, it just breaks font, and dash bold it kind of converts to this camel case.
Yeah.
And yeah, and basically that's the trick with this logic that it's doing with the classes.
So
Also here, yes, go ahead.
here you're converting like all the Tailwind styles to like an
Yes.
array with styles of your own that you can later interpret what to do. So here you're getting rid of like the Termwind stuff, and you have like some options of your own. That's what you're
Yeah,
converting it to, right?
yeah. Basically we are converting the Tailwind classes to methods on these styles,
Yeah,
on these style classes.
yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
it's basically this, and it kind of looks if the style already exists. If not, it will invoke again. It will
Yeah,
until until it finds. If not, if you don't find it, it throws an exception
yeah,
from style not found.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, and also here on top, that's the class thing that I show you that you can create with the other method I show. I can show you just quick Termwind. We can use the style function, and we can go ahead and add a style, for example, button for btn, and we can apply styling. So a background green 300, for example, and we can change this, for example, just to this class. Just not the best thing, but as you can see, it's
Yeah,
using the class and not the Tailwind classes.
yeah,
That's here, basically on this style repository. It's this class. It's quite simple. It's standard stuff for a repo class.
yeah, got it.
Yeah, yeah, and what can I show you more here on the styles, for example, and on this value object is, for example, how we set, for example, the padding.
Mm-hmm.
On this case, for padding X, it calls the method padding left and padding right,
Yeah,
kind of like what the browser does,
yeah,
taking the same approach. So, and here we have this with method just that will just set some properties and
mm-hmm.
and replace it recursive, like it says here. Yeah, that's another thing. If you have, like, for example, a margin left here 1 and margin left 2, it will use the 2 instead of 1.
Yeah,
It will overwrite the margin.
yeah,
That was another thing to take care of. Yep, and let me continue on the style, and then yeah, we have basically a lot of methods use this switch just to set the properties on this class, and we have then this format class that's where we apply the styles to the element content, so the output of each element.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have some text modifiers. We have this is called here and not applied directly because of the inheritance. So let's say we had let me show next. Where is the playground? We have some kind of text color here, text green here. It basically will need to, if we have, for example, let me add another line. If we have another line, it
Mm-hmm.
will need to pass to each line what
Yeah,
this color.
yeah,
So that way we need to internally we need to pass this to every line that it
mm-hmm.
renders. So that's why we have this kind of, we don't apply directly when it's called. We apply it after we know every transformation
Yeah, yeah.
on the code. Not sure if I'm if it's confusing or not, but it's
No,
kind of like that.
I understand, and it's probably called text modifiers there, because if you go back to the playground for a
Hmm.
bit, you do not have to pass everything down, right? text
Yeah,
green
yeah,
needs to be passed down,
yeah,
but like the
yeah. But
margins, they don't need to be passed down, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, and the
they're
margins,
limited.
for example, if I add here, it will increase.
Yeah,
And then if I add here, for example, a text head
yeah,
400, it will have the text.
yeah,
Okay, so the inheritance will not override the this text color. So the margin does, but the text
yeah,
does not. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of tricky, this inheritance stuff.
yeah,
And there is also some issues when we have some kind of breaks, and I can show you. For example, imagine we have here that we still need to solve. That's not super easy to solve, but for example, if we have a break, yeah, it kind of does
yeah, yeah, yeah,
this weird stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And that's one thing we really need to take care of, but it's not a simple task.
No,
With all the
I can,
styling, with all the inheritance in there. Since there is a break, it kind of messes up the kind of the logic of the format method here. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
For
it's
now, just don't use
yeah.
breaks with Termwind. Don't
Yeah,
break Termwind.
you can use breaks, but if you use background colors, yeah, it will look messy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got
That's
it.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
Let me clear this out. This looks ugly. Yeah, and then we have some methods to apply the width to know if, for example, in here that's another cool thing. So we have here, for example, width full in the root element, and let's say, yeah, okay, let's go ahead and let's remove this. This just had some padding. If I run it, okay, if I run it, as you can see, it's not the width full. Yes, some spacing because of the margin. It takes care
yeah,
of that margin. And also here, if we add, for example, let me check it. If I add here more margin, it will respect kind of like the on the browser.
and
Before border box, yeah, it was we need to take care of that. But after the browser had the border box, it does the exact same thing.
how is that achieved? Is that achieved by um, you trying to summarize all of the margins, or is it done by some control sequence that you do somewhere and that's
Hmm.
still active and on another line, or do you need to summarize those things yourself?
You kind of need to do kind of we need to know what is first we need to know what is the margins from the parent and all of that. We need to know
Yeah,
all of that, and that part is take care of from this class. Let me show you from there where it is, HTML, this inherit styles class
yeah,
that checks if there is some styles that can be inherit. So, for example, background color, foreground color. These are terms
yeah,
from us, not margin. Some margins, the width, the space, and as you can see, it's kind of growing. We probably will need to do some kind of refactor in the future
yeah,
to
yeah.
be cooler. So if you guys are in the chat and you want to contribute, there is an opportunity. I'm seeing here. Yeah, and
And
then yeah, we have this inherit from styles, and that's basically that's the loop for example for the margins for the colors. That's handle different since the colors override themselves, the margins and the width kind of works together.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And as you can see, it basically it appends to the array all this information. So we can have that, for example, on that apply width that I show you. We can take advantage of knowing all the for example, on this method calc, in this case, if we pass if we pass a fraction, let's use from Tailwind. yeah, it kind of does half of the size that you half of the space that you have. Mm.
Yeah.
In this case, we have a lot of margin, so that's not half of the size. That's why you can see this more on the left.
That's also
So
something good to dive into. Like, how do you do that? How do you know what is half of the size or what is a quarter of the
yeah,
size?
let me show you. For example, here we have this calc width fraction, calc width from fraction that kind of do that trick. So there are some magic here. So we have the fraction, we have the styles of the element, and we have the parent styles. First, we need to get the width from the parent width. And the parent width, it's kind of a loop from all the parents,
Yeah,
all the parents,
you're going
and
up.
all the margins.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're going up until you have all, and and you have to inherit some paddings as well. Since the width, since you have paddings on the parent width, you have to inherit all the not only the margins.
yeah,
We have to also inherit the paddings, and yeah, you kind of go all the way up. Let me go ahead on the apply get width. Always call fraction. Calc width from fraction. And then after we know the width from the parents, we kind of get the fraction with this regex. So we have the first and the second argument, and yeah, kind of if the matches who have kind of divided by zero thing,
yeah,
we
yeah,
we throw an exception, and that's one thing that Termwind supports that Tailwind I don't think it supports. You can basically do whatever fraction you want.
yeah,
You go ahead and add 14 or 100, and it will do the calculation on the go. I
yeah,
think Tailwind has some fractions fixed,
yeah.
and you can't do more. So let me go ahead and continue here. And basically, after we know the width, the kind of the logic is it's easy. We just need to do the calculation and then reduce the margins. Yeah,
And
that's kind of the
how do you know like the actual width of the terminal window? Because now you know like I need to do 1/4 and
mhm.
1/4 is then probably like 20 pixels. I'm just saying, but how do you know that the screen is like 80 pixels?
Okay.
How do you know that base number?
W- First of all, we have this terminal class. That's just a wrapper for the Symfony console
Yes.
class. Yeah, and that's the only dependency we have on this package.
Yeah.
That's the Symfony console.
Yeah. I think it's a logical
And
dependency to have.
yeah, that saves some tricky stuff
Yeah.
with escape codes directly. So and it basically has this
Ah, yeah.
this with method, and we get it. So it's basically it's the I can show you from the tests. Let me go in and, for example, open one test. Yeah, that's basically these inf variables that the terminal have.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
It's the columns and the lines, and you
Oh,
can get this.
you're not using PHP unit to test this.
Yeah, we are using tests.
I'm
Yeah,
just messing with you, man. Of
yeah.
course, it's best.
No, will ban me. Will be should
Yeah.
would ban me from the project if I if I did
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
We decided to go back to PHP unit for this one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
No,
Um,
beautiful,
and
beautiful.
yeah, and another fun fact is that you can see on the tests folder. Not sure if it's with a good size, but basically every element has one test class. Yeah, we have some for a DL, a div, for the colors. Basically, that stuff just for the colors we have, and yeah, an easy way to figure out what the code does and how easy it is to contribute, and then if you add a method just for a div, yeah, you can go ahead. Okay, it's on the div file. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cool thing to have. We could probably have just one element, since every element has all the styles. We probably could have just an element, but this way we can make sure, uh, yeah, the methods directly for each element, it's tested on his own class.
Yeah. 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 Got it.
Yeah, that's basically for the terminal. Yeah, at the beginning I did not know that, and
Mm-hmm.
as I thought, okay, with full would be cool.
Yeah.
How can we know that? And I saw some kind of like the mix, the webpack mix,
Mm-hmm.
as that table that is aligned right
Mm-hmm.
with the full width of the terminal, and I, okay, that probably is a way, and I checked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another fun fact, I last year I did start to invest a lot of the on Twitter and sharing some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically had kind of a meme that I build everything with CSS and HTML, and then I start working with this project, and basically the API is HTML and CSS. That's a cool. That's a fun
That's
fact.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Francisco, I have like a
Yeah.
good question in the chat here.
In the chat.
Does this adapt to changes when the CLI window size changes? Um,
Um, it will when you have the live method
yeah, because then you're
working.
refreshing everything, right? Yeah.
Let me check if I have here. I think there is a branch. If I have here an example, so git checkout fit live. I think, okay. Now let me, okay. I think on the playground here. I think, yeah. For example, here, let's say we have here. Let's add a div, and let's add a width full. Okay, I can't do this with full and background green. That's not yet live. Nuno is it's not fully happy with the API yet. So yeah, we don't have this available. But as you can see here, for example, in this case, I think it will work. Never tried it, but I think it will work. So we have here. It's let me just add the text black just to be able to. It basically refreshes every 1 second,
Yeah.
as you can see here. And then since I had the width full, if I resize it on, okay, it did not do the trick. Okay, no,
No,
it did not
seems
do the
not.
trick, but it should. I think I will have to check it. Okay. I think if I have kind of a view, if I work with Laravel 0 or something, it will rerun the HTML, since it will need to
Yeah.
to to
Yeah.
to to call it back. So yeah, you can use that, and that is pretty cool stuff to add on your applications. Imagine if you have kind of some kind of file download file list, and yeah, it takes the full width, and then you divide your terminal. It refreshes and adapts to that, and that would be
Yeah.
a cool thing to
Yeah.
have.
So
So
it's a more of a brute force kind of thing where you just re-render and re-render, and there's
yeah.
like no eventing system like, hey, the browser size has changed or something.
No, there is
That's
that I know. I don't think there is an event for that.
yeah,
Probably the terminal was not built
for
to
stuff like that.
that.
I
Yeah.
guess you could do it in some way if there's like a
Okay.
layer in between there, where somewhere Termwind would track like what is the size, and when it sees in a refresh like the size is not the same,
Yeah.
just send an
But
event so people can
that's
react to it.
yeah. But that will only work if we have live stuff running. Yeah.
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 Then you need to
If one.
have be running that by default. That people
Yeah.
don't even know it, but they still would get events.
Yeah, and then another cool thing that we are showing here, that probably I think it was you that bring that up, and I did add the function for that. That's the That's the also from that terminal class that I show you.
Mm-hmm.
So the terminal, and we have this terminal clear
Ah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
that is super simple. But let me show you. For example, let me just comment and then run it a few times. Okay, and as you can see, okay, you have this mess. And
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you don't you want to clean the terminal, yeah, for your app to be full screen. So we can you can take advantage of this clear method, and it basically clears everything. And that clear method I can show you. Terminal, it's clear method. It's just this escape code C.
Yeah. And that is
Okay.
because we haven't touched that yet. That is like the language of the terminal, right? It's just sending
Yeah.
commands to the screen,
Yeah.
and that is like the
Let
basic command to say
yeah.
clear everything.
Yeah. That's for example. Let me show you. Bold is not a good example, but italic, as you can see here. Let me close this. That's a style modifier, not a text modifier. Style modifier that adds this
Yeah,
escape code.
yeah,
In this case, there is no italic method on the Symfony console, so we had to do it ourselves.
yeah. And
Yeah,
those things of Symfony, those background colors and stuff, they will translate it to such an sequence
yeah,
for you under the hood, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. And a cool thing that Symfony console does, it's the closing thing. And when you close, it kind of works like HTML. You close a div that has bold in the background color of red, so it just closes that with escape codes itself.
yeah,
When you clear it, you clear for all. You have to re add again what you want. So
yeah,
that's another thing that it's on the issues of the repo if here on the issues. So issues, that's when you abuse the 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 methods that use the escape codes. For example, in this case, this is solved, but let me show you, for example, I don't think there is a cool example here. That's pretty easy, but let me just give you an example. So if you have this italic, and then for example, let me go here. We have here a div, and then we have here an italic, and then close an italic, and on the middle we could have some kind of let me check another method that uses a strong, for example, uh, a strong here. Okay, I could wrap it for big. And then if we add here background color of red and run it. Okay, that was not the best. Let me check. No, that worked. That worked. But there is some case that's a good sign. But there is some cases that it could break
break. Yeah,
the styling, since every escape basically resets everything.
yeah, yeah. Got it, got it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, basically you kind of see here there is the styles modifier that basically adds style to kind of a text, and there is the text modifiers, like text modifiers, for example, truncate, for example,
Yeah,
truncate method, and there is also what is called the I think, okay, it's just the properties, yes. So yeah, and that all happens on the format method. That's where the all the styling is. So we yeah, as I show you how we check for the width, it's basically on this method. It takes more than just handle the fractions. It also takes an advantage if you use the max width, for example. You can go ahead and say, I don't want this to use the full width of the terminal, and I saw a pull request for the root list from Laravel
Mm-hmm.
that Nuno did. And yes, if you have a 4K screen and then you run PHP artisan root list, it will take all the space, and probably you can figure. And
Yeah.
there was, I don't think it was accepted, but there was a guy that basically used kind of the max width approach
Yeah.
for that,
Yeah.
and that's a cool thing to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cool thing to have. Yeah, so yeah, here there is some kind of mm, uh, that there is some tricks to do, since every new line we need to reindent the margins.
Yeah.
So we can basically here with this regex add increase for each new line, we will increase the margins. So yeah, that's kind of some tricks. In here we have the text alignment stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that only works, and that only works when we set the width. Probably people are expecting all the divs to have the full width, but if we do that, if you then resize the terminal, it will look bad. And for that reason, we don't set the width full on each div by default.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So,
it will not make sense by default on the terminal.
so you're not doing all these alignments with like control sequences in the terminal. That's something you need to do yourself, adding
Yeah.
spaces with
Yes.
some string helpers there. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, that was that's for example, to align right, or to align right. Yeah, you had to
Yeah.
check what is the space and reduce basically with the text
Yeah.
space. And yeah, and it's a bummer to add this on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a cool
Okay,
thing
got it.
that I see an opportunity to also add, to also is, for example, as that same example I told you about the the root list that are divided by, for example, uh, by dots. Just so let me show you a quick example. For we can have some kind of title, then some kind of dots, and then the result
Mm-hmm.
100. And that would be a cool thing to have with, and for example, we have just with full, but I think background color will be cool. Let me check. Yeah, okay, let me remove this margin to look correct. So in here would be cool to have some kind of way to have the dots, like the kind of like the flex one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not yet available. I think that will be a cool addition to have,
Mm-hmm.
to find a cool net. I don't think Flex One is the correct name for that, and I'm not sure if there is something before Flex that would handle that, but that could be a cool thing to have. So
Yeah.
if there are people in the chat that want to figure this thing out, I will be glad
Yeah,
to
because
check the PR.
this kind of behavior you need to do to have a lot, right? I already needed it. You see it in route lists a little bit as well. So it makes sense to have like a good way of doing this
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Termwind.
yeah. Because yeah, that's kind of a more modern approach for tabular information.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and yeah, and that's pretty cool. Also, here we can take advantage of the space utility, so you can see. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, okay. I kind of by mistake I did match the full width of the terminal, but yeah,
A happy
but yeah,
mistake there.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that would be super cool, and I'm thinking about that, but I did not figure the method name for that.
Okay. Hey,
So
Francisco, you said that you want to do
yeah,
add something live on the stream. Maybe you should
yeah,
do that now because my
okay,
time is a little bit limited this
okay,
evening. So
okay, no
let's jump
problem.
to that.
I think let me go ahead and this, and yeah, I did made a tweet early this week. I think, or last week, about having some kind of media queries. So, for example, if we go ahead and go GZS and background, this will not work for now,
Yeah.
but that would be a cool thing. So we can, but since we know the width of the terminal, we could take advantage of that.
Okay.
I did made a few tries, but I since I wanted to this be organic, and I did not explore a lot, so
Okay.
I can basically go ahead and try a few ideas, and let's see how it goes. So first thing I would like to do in this case, if I have the opportunity, not every time we have, but I would like to build the test first. So media queries is the thing we be adding.
Yeah.
See, queries, maybe media query, the name, but let's go with this. So and then
I,
I
th-
can. So it.
I think it's one of the glorious things of Pest, I think, and we're seeing it here, is that you just don't have a namespace
Yeah,
to take care of. Just start
yeah,
typing and just do your stuff. That's so good.
yeah, and yeah. Normally, if you do tests a lot, you have kind of a snip at the start.
Yeah,
But yeah,
indeed.
but this is just straightforward. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Much
so cool.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, much better. So let's say the it handles the size, the excess size, for example.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. And I'm not sure what should be the excess size, so probably I'll probably check Tailwind CSS and see what is the pixels,
Yeah.
what is the pixels, and then what people use for on the terminal. What is
Yeah.
the default font size, and then I can get some kind of
Yeah.
size. So
Yeah. And that you can add as defaults and add a way to let people customize that so they can
customize,
say
yes, with
what
this, yeah,
is access.
with that style, for example, MD, and then apply
Yeah.
with, for example, something like that could be a good option.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I did not thought about it, but yeah, thanks, Rick.
There you go.
Uh, okay, so let's go ahead and just, for example, let's copy from here. Just an example, we have this, and let's say we have with full by default, and then we add an XS with half, for example. Let me just add here the env, so columns, just to force. Let's say 20. And let's say we have the XS working for 35 columns. But okay, let's go with this put env. No, not is not env. Put env. And so the output would be like it will have 10 spaces in excess
Yeah.
in this case. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's cool. And maybe for the same, I think we may add just here another. We will probably refactor that. So if we have another another size, so 40, it will have the, okay, that's a bit tough. 10, 10. Okay, let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, just to 1, 2,
Yeah.
30, 40. Yeah.
What you could also do, you don't have to do it now. There's like you probably know, a very handy function called string repeat, where you just
Yes,
say
yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
that will
So
be much more
that's the best.
readable
Yeah, yeah,
and easier to
yeah,
type.
yeah. Yes, we use it a lot. So space, and let's say
Yeah,
uh, so 36. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
36 plus 4, 40. Yeah, yeah, much better.
Better, right? Yeah,
Yeah, way better. So yeah, I think this could be a cool thing. So I have this wish p function, just a past
yep.
alias. Yeah, so we can go in past pf is just to filter this. So we go ahead and media queries. Okay, it basically style not found access. Yeah, we can
That's
It
good,
starts
right?
from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. It does not exist. So a cool thing would be we have this action style to method that handles that I show you the method name. What could be good is if you have here some kind of we have here the method is the style, so we can probably have some kind of apply media query, for example, some kind of methods. Go ahead and add this style, and here we just use method. Okay, we are just thinking on the way, so it will probably have some cleanup after, just to make sure if the idea works. So public
Mm-hmm.
function, apply media query, it receives a string with the style, and then we probably return a string. That will be probably that. And let's say, how can we let's line dump the style. So that's normally my approach on
Mm-hmm.
working. In this case, it's first the default style. So let me just dump,
So you get them
and
all. Yeah.
then yeah, and I can see I'm not getting all. Okay, the function needs to return a string. So okay,
Yeah.
let's go ahead. Yeah, and okay, block is not found. Oh, block. Okay, let me return just the style
Style
from that,
itself.
and then
Yeah.
so it will not fail on the first. Okay, so
There we have
yes,
it.
we have the block, and yeah, we have that. So what probably a good way to do it's with preg match. I think
Mm-hmm.
you can check if it has access, and okay, then whatever. Let's go ahead, and then
Francisco, wouldn't it be
hmm,
couldn't it be easier by just checking if there's like a colon in there? If there's a colon in there, then the first
could be
part is a
could be
media
a good
query.
option. Could be a good option also. Could be a good option to check just if the string has that. But I think with the I'm not sure if you guys saw, but there was I don't remember the name, but I think it was Marcel that
Mm-hmm.
shared a media query like over
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it.
that uses and curses. Yeah, that is not the default install, but that is a cool thing. So maybe we can prepare this to have some kind of access, so small,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so just to fix it
Yeah.
to the name. So let's just start with access just to have the
Cool.
tests pass. So let's go ahead, and I think it's good. Let's check it first. So preg match. I think the second parameter is the string, and then the matches. Check it. Okay, so okay, and then okay, so let's say it did not match. So if we count matches, I think it's this way it works. Not really sure, but I think that's it. So for the block, it just returns the style, and then we can go ahead and see what is the matches. Not sure if this will work. Okay, the matches is an array. It's an empty array. Okay, preg match all. Mm,
Mm,
okay, okay, let's see. Okay, okay. It's breaking on the other end, but I think I'm good. I don't think I am. I have to add the. Okay, I see it. Okay, we need to break this this thing. So not yet. Okay, I don't think we need to add the plus here, but let's go ahead and add it. Okay, and not probably directly. No, I think it's good. So we want to check if is excess, and then we can go with this, and it will it needs to work. Hmm. Okay.
yeah.
If let's be more explicit. Okay. So if the matches is less than one, so it returns, then it dumps the. Okay, it's here. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So let's just wrap it to have this one, and let's have the other one here. So I think it may do the trick. So yes,
Yeah.
we have excess and we have the width. Okay, was almost everything good. Just the if was wrong. So basically, here we can kind of take advantage. Just let's say we can go ahead and get, for example, a var here, so matches the first is nothing. Then we can it's the full, so we can probably, and I think preg match probably is enough. Let me check it. Not sure if you know out of the box. Let me know. Yes,
There you
preg
have
match
it.
is. Yeah. So we can use this cool thing and maybe get the media query or the size, and then the class name. Let's go. Okay. And then we can go ahead, and this is from the matches. Okay. And use this and then dump it. Since we have the size, okay, so what could be cool to have some kind of like if let's go ahead, terminal get with. I'm not sure if it's get with or is with, but I will check it. It's greater than, for example, self media queries, and then, for example, the size, something like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then return the the class name. I think that will probably be enough. And then if it has nothing, it will return an empty string.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that it could be a good approach. Just let's import the terminal. I think it's get with, so let me check. It's get with. And then let's go ahead and create this constant. I will put it here, const. Maybe this probably is not the best place to add it, so, but then we think about some refactors. So XS, I did 35. 35, I think it's a cool size.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think it will do the trick. So let's run the test. I think it will fail. I'm certain that will fail. Get with on terminal does not exist. Okay, I have to instantiate it. Okay, it's not a static method. So let's use the helper for this terminal get with. Okay, so okay, now let's new terminal and then get bits. Okay, should be cool for that. I saved it. I did save it. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, I think it's good.
Rerun
So
the
what?
tests.
Okay, get with. It's not called right. Okay. Okay. I'm on the. Okay, I think it's just with. I'm on the terminal class from Symfony. So terminal source with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's better. Okay, cool. Okay, it fails. Okay, access. Okay, it's so it.
We,
So let's check
we, we,
here.
we returned the wrong thing.
I think I returned the right thing. Let's say size and class name, and then okay, let's just add here the width just to be sure we are on the. Okay, let's return everything. I think I could use right here. So yeah, 20, it's not greater than the size, so it will not render. Okay, so okay, I think it's cool. It's cool, but probably the test is done wrong. So let's see. One thing that we can go ahead and check here is, okay, if the method returns an empty string, we need to not do anything. So So let's go ahead and, for example, if the method from here it's an empty string, then return this.
Yeah.
I think this will. Okay, that's probably a new error. Okay,
A
that's
big one.
a big stack. Okay, so
Ah, you
a
must
function
return
with the return
something.
type must return something.
Yeah. An empty
Let's
string.
add just an empty string. Okay, an empty string. So let's maybe I think I add it
Yeah,
here.
but that's
Okay.
on the function above, I think.
Yeah.
The return that you set it last to
Mhm.
there on line 62 is maybe that one that should return something.
Uh, hmm. Since it's the same function, weird stuff. Okay,
Let's
the
see. Yeah,
function with the return type.
yeah. So
This function needs to return something. Okay, so it does return an empty string.
no, I think it's if you go one up, so back to
Hmm.
where you added that, um,
Okay, okay.
on line
Hmm.
62. There, you're not returning
Ah,
anything,
okay.
but that the
Yes, yes,
function
yes, yes,
should
yes.
return
Yeah,
something.
that's right.
It's that one.
So in this case here, yeah, in this case here, yes, we need to return something. That's right. So what I would say in this case, we need to ignore it since it will not be rendered
Yeah.
here. So
Some kind of
and the kind of
empty
yeah,
style. Is there an empty style that you can return?
hmm, hmm, no, I think when I tried this, I think I solved it, but I would like to have some kind of thing here. Okay, let me check if this matters. If we return here, so okay, okay. I think hmm, okay. I think I have to think a bit more about that. But let's just add here. We can
Yeah.
return
Yeah.
null. Let's see if it. I I think probably there is a way better way to do this, but since we are short on time, I will not. Okay, return. Let's return null. I think it's the same thing. Okay, cool. Okay. No, okay. Leads to another a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and let me think. What can we do here? Quick. Okay, if it's empty, then okay, we can run this. Okay, we can return the exact same thing. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way to go. Okay,
This is the
cool.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was way easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was straightforward. It was just the nerves getting me. So I think
No problem.
we are wrong here. So maybe in this case, it's kind of works like with Tailwind. So first will be the first breakpoint will be the super small screen. Then this is after the small screen. So and I think we did it right in this method.
Mm-hmm.
So the width is if it's greater, it will apply. But here in the test, I think it's on the wrong side. So I think if we go here and add the excess with full, it will not be with full here, and then
Yeah.
here it will be so in this case it will be half, and in this case here it will be so if it's 40, it will be half of the width. So here I think the first is good. Let me check just to be sure. Okay, the first thing is good,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second one, this 36 probably is not good. I think. Yep, it's so it's 20 in this case. So half of the size is 20. So 20 less 4, so 16. So I think that's it. Yeah,
Yeah. There you have it.
and that is kind of we probably can go ahead and increase with more testing and probably just add a small if we for example have
Yeah.
some kind of replicant, as you can see, just to prove it, that kind of thing. So imagine if we have just one of these, if it's 60, so then we can have a small thing, but with full. And so we'll do the same thing, string repeats space. So 60 less, so 60 less 4, so 56. And just to show you, we can go ahead and add here an SM with, for example, 40, probably 55. I think it probably just should work. Yes, and
Nice. Yeah.
and probably we can take advantage of the width method from the data sets
Yeah.
from past. That is pretty neat. And yeah, and I think, yeah, that's basically it. And I can and as I show you, it's not that difficult to contribute to this project, as scary it can look at first.
No, indeed,
With all the manipulations. Yeah.
it's quite straightforward once you've gone through it.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of like
Yeah.
it. It's very elegant, I think.
Yeah. For example, just a quick note. Also, we added this Laravel Termwind service provider. So if you have an Laravel application, uh, and you have some tests, and you don't want the render to be in the tests, and you want to test also the render output, it will be possible with this service provider. You don't need to do anything; it does it for you out of the
Yeah.
box. That's the pretty neat stuff. There is also another method that I have a pull request, and I can show you that if Taylor adds it, that will work like a cert C. So
Yeah.
we can take advantage of the all styling of Termwind without the need to, okay, I need to pass the correct spaces for each line to be sure it will match the expect output. I think it's here for a while, so I think Taylor is thinking about adding that.
That's
Normally,
cool.
if he's not, he rejects
Yeah, then it's
right
then
after. So
then it could
yeah,
go fast, and yeah, indeed.
could be a cool thing. So yeah, just another finished one final thing
Yeah, sure.
that I saw that we can, for if you want to contribute. I think in this style class, as you can see, there is a lot of methods, and I think we may need to divide this in some traits. For example, just text manipulation stuff. Just we can clean this up since
Yeah.
it's growing a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
So if you want also to contribute, go ahead and send a pull request. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice.
And I think that's it. That's it. I will not bother you
Oh, no, no,
with a lot
no.
more stuff.
I think it's fascinating. It's yeah, Termit is kind of a unique package, and it's really nice to see how it's built up. And yeah, it doesn't really surprise me that you and Nuno did it in a very clean and straightforward way. I think it's a job well done. And indeed, it's not that hard to contribute once you have familiarized yourself a little bit with the code.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing too special going on in there. I think if you know that PHP has a DOM document class to go through, and the basics of
Yeah.
the Symfony class, then you can already do stuff here. I think.
Yeah. And for example, the ask method is kind of just a wrapper of the Symfony, and we did not touch that. But we applied our own styling.
To
So
that as
we
well.
kind of wrap
Yeah.
this Symfony question that is used on Laravel ask method, and we apply our styling. So we get the escape codes, all of that, and we apply that to the question itself.
That's pretty
So yeah,
cool.
it's basically a wrapper. Yeah, we don't have to handle all the edge cases for the ask, what should be allowed, what should not be. And yeah, we basically do that.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
that's
nice.
all. The terminal is also a wrapper. The question is a wrapper. Yeah, we can also, for example, we can add some kind of markdown renderer,
Yeah.
renderer. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that could be a cool option to add. For example,
Ooh,
yeah,
I
kind of
think I think a
building
lot of people
markdown
would like that. I think, yeah,
would be a cool idea to have a parser for markdown. Yeah, that's definitely possible. Yes,
yeah,
as you can see on the termwind render function. Okay, render. I'm in the right class. Okay, yeah, render. Okay, weird. No, okay, sorry. Functions terminal termwind render. Where is the okay here? So in this method, we can probably have some more support instead only default to HTML. We can have, for example, a markdown render could be a cool thing to have. I think would be a cool option, for example, for the terms and the conditions of a package.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it seems that
that's
you still have quite some room to cover there if you want.
yeah, yeah.
What is the next thing that you're going to work on? I guess probably finishing those
Yeah,
media
finishing these media
queries.
queries. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. With more style, there is a lot of things. For example, the order of the media queries. If you add, in this case, if you have the small first and then the XS after, it probably will render the XS and should not do that. So
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, so take care of that. And then I'm expecting Nuno to finish
The live stuff.
the live stuff to me to add the select stuff.
Yeah,
And yeah, the select stuff is pretty cool. And I think we can, for example, do for the ask methods, do kind of some default styling that for the people that don't want to style on your own, we can have some kind of some Termwind UI kind of, and to have some neat styles that to for questions for a select method that probably was I think I never saw that working with PHP. I select with the arrows. Not sure if you did saw it before,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. Cool,
that is
man.
pretty neat stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That the over thing is it's a cool thing to have if you have the n cursor installed. That could be a cool option, or a click method. There was one guy that contributed with a thing that I rejected because ads needs to have GD installed that basically renders an image. I think I can show you
wait. Let me.
here. Just let me put it. Let me show you. Okay, yeah, that's a cool thing, but yeah, I had to reject. That's basically render an image,
Wow,
as you can see.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, it requires GD, and yeah, I don't think many of the applications will have
we'll have
something like
that.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, another cool thing is having kind of an extend method to add these kind of plugins on
yeah,
the HTML renderer. So there is a lot of things that we can do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
There's a
seems
lot of room.
it seems like you still have like a lot of evenings that you can fill with enjoying yourself with this kind of code.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Francisco, very. I'm very grateful that you guided us a little bit through the code. I'll probably dabble a little bit in it later on, because yeah, I can imagine myself using it for every kind of CLI thing that I build from now on. There's no reason not to. This is
yeah,
just the best thing to style output in the CLI right now. So yeah, thanks for your
yeah.
time in doing
Yeah,
that.
no problem. Anytime you need, you tell me.
All
Yeah,
right.
that terminal clear was your idea. Yeah, you use that
Yeah,
first.
just yeah. I
Yeah,
think if you use stuff like this kind of early, then you hit some problems like that early
so,
on.
yeah,
I was pretty happy with you just adding it right away, so I could just use it. It was cool.
yeah,
Okay, man. I think that's it for this session. Yeah, maybe when there is another cool function coming, we can go
Yeah,
through it again, because that live thing is also
yeah.
something
After
that
after we add the live thing and the select thing,
yeah.
we can do another. That's pretty cool stuff. The way Nunu built in I think you can check the pull requests.
Yeah,
It's a great approach. Nunu knows the best way
cool.
to build something.
All right, then we're going to finish it for now. Thanks, Francisco, and talk to you later, man.
Yeah. Thanks all.
Oh, sorry, I did it a little bit too early. So you were saying thanks all, I guess.
Thanks all of you guys. Yeah.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're done for now. If you want to see more streams like this, hit the little subscribe button because I plan to do more coding streams. This Friday, I'll do another casual artisan call with Christophe. That's a call where that's like the only stream where we don't talk about code, but we talk about life, the universe, and everything besides code. So that's on this Friday, and next week we'll have a couple new coding streams on a few packages that I've made. I hope that you enjoyed this stream. Thanks again, Francisco, and I'll see you all later on. Bye bye.